inside for the win. He don't care about damage causing, always moving, never pauses. He's a dead man walking, always moving, never stopping. He's a dead man walking, always moving, never stopping. See him rolling through the night, loudly screaming red and white, smashing times and blocks again, crashing through a heady man, off the curb and go to town. When SGN's he's bowing down, he don't care about damage causes, always moving, never pauses. He's a dead man walking, always moving, never stopping. He's a dead man walking, always moving, never stopping. Tire strips and roadblocks up, he decides to press his luck. Engine roaring 95, he won't make it out alive. Here he comes, he's crashing through, bullet holes obscure his view. He don't care about damage causes, always moving, never pauses. He's a dead man walking, always moving, never stopping. He's a dead man walking, always moving, never stopping. Pulls a gun in through the door, get the catches on the floor, gets a rush of taking gas, back outside to make a dash. Ambulance and keys up in, jumps inside it for the win. He don't care about damage causing, always moving, never pauses. He's a dead man walking, always moving, never stopping. He's a dead man walking, always moving, never stopping. See him rolling through the night, loudly screaming red and white, smashing times and blocks again, crashing through a heady man, off the curb and go to town. When SGN's he's bowing down, he don't care about damage causes, always moving, never pauses. He's a dead man walking, always moving, never stopping. He's a dead man walking, always moving, never stopping.
I will kick us off. Hello, welcome once again to the Dusty Auspex.
What's going on, everybody?
We have our Team 1 hosts, Kyle and Fabio.
Team 1.
Yeah.
Represent.
Of course, I'm Kyle.
And I'm Fabio.
Yeah, you can't figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
YOLO. Thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. We have a fun-filled show.
Absolutely, absolutely. As usual, we have lots to talk about.
Lots to talk about, yes. Yep. It's amazing what happens in a week.
Oh, it really is,
Yeah.
especially the pace they're keeping right now. They're just throwing so much at us, it's hard not to have things.
And there's so much happening within the community as well.
Absolutely,
So,
especially
between the
since we're
two-
ramping up to our big event.
Yep. So let's, speaking of big event, let's dive right on into
Absolutely.
it. All right.
So, what are we going to go for first today?
Well, straight up, Twin Eagles. Twin Eagles on
Twin
everyone's
Eagles.
mind. I know it's on mine because we have lots of stuff happening. I just got trophies ordered. We had some last-minute orders to make, so things are have been shipped now. So
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, I think we got our
all the pieces are falling into place.
Yeah, I think we got our floor plan actually approved finally.
Yes, I saw
It's
that the revised one was
amazing.
going
It's
in.
amazing
Yeah.
how difficult that was for the convention center, but nonetheless, it is done. So
You know, having dealt with committees in Winnipeg, I'm not surprised in any way,
yeah,
shape,
you know,
or
what?
form.
It's always
Yeah.
someone that's got to be. Oh, well, I don't know. Just to throw a wrench in everyone's
That contrarian.
Floor, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so Twin Eagles, that's October 28th at the RBC Convention Center. So if you haven't signed up yet, we are full, but we have a waiting list.
Highly recommend the waiting list.
Make sure to get on that.
No matter what happens, either personal or whatever, someone always drops out at the last minute.
And
get on the waiting list, take advantage.
Sometimes we're able to just get another table in there. So
absolutely,
So definitely take advantage of that. You don't have to pay up front. You just put your names down and give us your contact information.
Yep. And once we know if you're going to be participating or not, that's when the charge comes in. But otherwise, it's an excellent way to get yourself, well, at least partially reserved. And I think it gives us a good idea of who's interested in the community and how many people we have, allowing us maybe to project for larger in the future year.
Larger events in the future. We strongly encourage everyone to come out, check it out.
Even if you're not participating, it's a great time. The convention itself is a lot of fun. And then getting to tour around and see lots of really unique, well-painted 40K armies. There's some really fascinating guys that come out.
Yeah. People tend to put some of their best work on the table in terms of painting, converting, and that side of the game for big events, which is nice.
You see the A game come out.
Yeah, you see a little more effort put in, which is the idea, right? We have all the smaller events and the open gaming just to allow people to play their armies, to fine tune, and then once they've got what they want, then they start to paint those models, and that's all we can ask for. So we love seeing the progress and the finished product.
And it's really cool to see tournament to tournament as people add units to their armies, as they progress on the paint jobs, as they just diversify a little bit. It's always interesting
the evolution
to see
of people's armies.
Yes, and I know personally, having these major events and having these goals to hit, it helps me progress as a painter because it makes me want to do these challenges.
Right, it gives you little milestones.
Exactly.
So even if you're like, okay, I can't get my whole army done, but I can get the next 2 or 3 squads done, or even a couple more,
or a large
unit, some more colors done, stuff like that. Just giving yourself little milestones that when you accomplish it. It's a good little feat.
Absolutely.
Right?
Gives you that feeling of accomplishment, feeling of success, and, it is a hobby in the end.
Right.
As a whole. So some people tend to neglect the building and the painting end of it. They focus on the gaming end. But there is that sasatisfaction in a well-built, well-painted model, hitting the table, and then getting in those big games.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially when people tend to start taking, everyone with their smartphones now, so everyone's taking pictures of their armies. So,
constantly.
When you can post up a few pictures of an army that's painted or, slowly becoming more complete.
People like to see that.
People like to see it. Yeah. Then they start posting the same kind of stuff, and then it keeps everyone keeps building on each other. It's like, oh, he got some work done. I should get some work done. And then it's snowballing, and it really helps ramp up everybody.
It's the excitement builder. Yeah. It absolutely is. As you keep that hype going, it helps everyone.
Bring the hype.
Also, we highly encourage you to post to the 40 Below Gaming page when you're doing these painting pictures, when you're doing these gaming pictures. We really are happy to see content coming in from folks, and we will happily post up your games, your in-progress painting. Really, we just wanted to see everyone enjoying themselves.
Yeah, that, and then on the War Council page too, post up.
Oh, definitely the War Council page.
Anything, any little bits of work you did. I mean, I've been posting some stuff myself lately. I finally got the itch back. I've been in a big drought.
It can happen, but and you can't force it at that point.
No, you can't. Yeah. Honestly, I find it's the worst when you force it because things just don't come out the way you want them.
And then you get more frustrated. And then you
get further in that hole versus coming out. So I've started to kind of build up on my own, and slowly but steadily, I have been getting back into
You bravely made your way back out.
Yeah, a little bit.
Awesome.
But so
we do have some announcements coming up about Twin Eagles.
Yes.
There's a little bit of info I think we can talk about now, and some more that'll be coming later on.
We've talked about missions and sponsors.
Both announcements will be made on the 1st.
On the 1st of October. So we're going to give some people some missions. We know people love getting in some games ahead of time, some practice, stuff like that. So we're going to drop some missions, and it also gives us a chance to get some feedback on those missions.
And that's incredibly important.
Yeah.
Both before and during, after tournaments, we want that feedback. We want to know what you like, what you didn't like, what you could see changed, what, sounded like a neat idea, but maybe it hit a hitch during the game and it didn't turn out the way you want.
So especially doing it before the tournament, we can nip those things before a big event. So we definitely see a lot of value in that.
I remember last year there was preparing for the Kill the Assassin mission, and we came across the little flaw that I can shoot your assassin with mine and insta kill him. and there's that point, and then mine can get shot and insta killed with like a missile, and that's there as well.
Do we say
we gave them Eternal Warrior?
Okay, so they couldn't shoot. They could still shoot each other. They just couldn't instant.
Yeah.
Okay.
You actually had to do the 3 wounds or whatever it was.
Go through the process. Okay, cool. So yeah, there's little things like that, and you know what? Honestly, most of the time you wouldn't even think about these things until someone thinks outside the box in the game and says, "Hey, this might work."
Well, sure. What might be intuitive to someone else, you might miss completely. So, exactly. More eyes on it, I think, is always the goal.
So, yeah, we talked about, practicing games. So once those missions come out, we've got our open gaming, which we'll talk about the dates in a second. We also encourage you to hit up GW.
Yes, and Hidden City Comics, of course.
Yeah.
Friday nights have been hopping. We've got a good mix of players coming down.
Fridays have been crazy.
Yeah.
My weekends are never mine, so, but I love hearing the feedback. I love hearing from guys that, the place was packed, tables were full.
We post while we're there.
See all the people gaming, and it's pretty envious, but it's good. It's really good.
It's a wonderful environment. And the nice thing is... the shop itself closes at 8, but the gaming area is open for a lot later. Yeah. We're usually there till 11 or 12 at the late end.
Yeah, so guys can just come down and, which brings us, we also have we have the 40 Below gaming page, obviously. We also have the Winnipeg War Council, which we previously just kind of touched on.
The War Council, I think, is the more informal page. It's the kind of...
It's the community page.
Yeah, it's the get-together with people, get your games in.
Organize your games, post up really anything about, tabletop gaming at all, any hobby progress, any questions, and then everyone just kind of gets feedback.
And a good mix of veterans, newer players, guys
players
getting back in.
Yeah,
there's actually one I'm playing this weekend.
Nice.
I noticed that, I think it's she. Serena, I think is the name. I've seen her posting a few times, and she's been asking for games, and this time I happen to be able to. She's been building up her guard army, and, it's a chance to give a new person a game, get them comfortable with the environment.
So is Magnus going to be throwing Mortarion at her?
Unfortunately, not at this time.
Good. Good answer.
But I am down to just the Tzeentch Demons for armies. However, this edition... Right. It's very easy to play against that. Good. It's not as frustrating as it was previously, and there's definitely ability to compete. And of course, knowing that she's new, I will have the list modified so it's fun to play, but not ridiculous.
It's all about the learning curve, right?
Absolutely.
Gotta let them figure out the pace, figure out what they can and can't do, and the more turns they have, more stuff on the table. Means they can figure that stuff out. So it'll be good. I'm sure it'll be good.
Oh, sure. It'll be interesting.
But that also brings us to a point that I hold near and dear to me is challenging yourselves, all of you out there. On the council page, there's new guys or people you don't know that are looking for games. I challenge all of you to try and make a game at a neutral place, Hidden City, Games Workshop, at our open
whatever is best for you guys.
Works for you guys. And play somebody new. The only way to keep the community going is by meeting new people, by meeting everybody.
Absolutely.
Being social.
And you do get into that group that you're comfortable with, and you like playing with your buddies, and it's cool. It's cool to do that. But do that challenge. You never know who is going to provide a really good game or a different perspective. Who could be a potential future buddy opponent. Maybe you don't know who's going to be in the group.
Or a teammate for another doubles event or something like that. But yeah, it's always nice knowing more people. When you go into a room for an event and you see a bunch of people go and say hi to everyone. It's a lot better than going. I remember there's the first few tournaments I went to. I was new to the game, so
you don't know anybody. Who's there.
So you
don't know who to talk to.
You kind of by yourself, and you're
sitting in the corner and looking around.
Let me tell you, that sucks.
It does
compared to just being able to see a whole bunch of other people, seeing them lay out their armies, chatting about what you brought, or and anything even outside the game, just how's it going, kind of thing. Haven't seen you in a while, stuff like that. So, I definitely challenge you all to try and...
Yeah, I think it'll be a very rewarding experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for the veterans, definitely if you see someone newer, try and help them along. There's nothing wrong with not playing the full power. Or even, you've got to be able to adjust.
Yeah, or even go drop down in points, throw some models out. Just it honestly gives you an opportunity to use models that you maybe
you could try a strategy that you might not have been wanting to do against a hard list, but it's kind of been sitting there as though this might be neat.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Steve is asking,
we got some questions.
Should paint score affect someone's overall standing in a tournament, or should it be a separate category altogether? I'll let you go first on that one.
Steve, I am personally of the opinion that it should impact the overall score, and the reason I say that is because this is a hobby first and foremost. So there's multiple aspects of this game we love. Essentially, it's there's the building and converting and that aspect. You have your painting, your modeling, like all that, and then you have the gameplay.
Yeah.
So,
and I think when you're talking an overall,
yes,
it has to have
the
multiple components.
Overall, good at everything. You have to be all encompassing.
Yes. Yes.
I know there's some people that will pay to get their army painted and stuff like that. And you know what? That's fine.
That's a valid way to go about it. It certainly is. But you're not challenging yourself. I feel.
Yeah. And I mean, if you're honestly, there's points in my lately that I've been like, man, I'm gonna get someone to paint my army for me. That I'm taking to Vegas because I just don't have the time, and I've kind of been on this burnout track. And but at the same time, it's people. If people can do it, I don't knock them for it. But at the same time, I don't know.
No. There's no criticism of it at all.
I just feel that you get a lot. It's a lot more rewarding to put
personally.
That
I
down
feel that as well.
That you've painted. So that's a whole nother discussion, to be honest. But back to your point, back to your question. Yes, I do feel overall it needs to be a part of it.
Yeah.
How much? I don't. That's always the question. That I think that's the real question is how much of an impact should it play in the overall?
And I do feel you got to balance it at least a third of the overall score. Yeah. Ideally, you want it closer to the 50-50.
Yeah. I mean,
just because for
I think hobby scoring to gameplay should be 50-50.
Yeah.
But I mean, painting I think should be more of a third.
Yeah, I'm counting as painting as hobby as the whole. Yeah,
so like, you know what I mean? It's always honestly, even all year, like all our tournaments that we've been running, we've tried different approaches just for that reason. Like we're just trying to find that sweet spot. We do realize, I do as a gamer appreciate the fact that you come to a tournament,
yes,
and the gameplay itself, is more a part of the tournament and that day.
It is.
Right?
It is for the day.
In the moment, your
but the tournament is more than just the day, of course. It's that lead up, it's the preparation. There's some people, they'll paint a whole new army for an event.
Yeah.
To challenge themselves.
Been there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And failed a few times.
Yeah. But in my mind, I'm someone who's always gone for the generalship. Yeah. Knowing that my painting isn't as strong, right. I mean, it's something I'm trying to build up, but that's why the generalship category is there.
Right. It tells
then you have your presentation or painted, and then your overall.
Exactly. We just try and
it provides a balance.
Yeah, we try and give everyone something to work towards. Maybe they can't go to overall right off the get-go. Maybe they can say, okay, I can focus on this part first.
Well, certainly.
And then I can focus on this part next, and then.
You can build yourself to that overall. Yeah, absolutely. In my mind, best overall is kind of like the pinnacle. You've got your hobby at its peak. You're doing good. Best general is you've got your gameplay down. Best painted is you've got your painting and hobbying down. You've got those categories.
And then we've in our community, sportsmanship has definitely been a key part as well.
Yes.
So we do try and incorporate that as well. We've got a cool new twist on it for Twin Eagles that we're going to try
I'm excited to see how this works.
I think this multiplier we're putting in actually can make people that get a few bonus points from sportsmanship leapfrog generalship just because of the multiplier.
Yeah, of course.
So it's a way to encourage good.
It's the all around
gameplay. You're supposed at a tournament. Yes, it's important to be a good general, to know your rules, to have a good painter. But to be a good opponent.
That's the key. You can be an excellent general and the worst opponent.
Yeah.
Seriously, the worst opponent to play against.
It's something that is a crazy challenge for a lot of people. So
now I'm going to jump in because we've got a quick aside in the chat.
There we go. Yeah.
Apparently the Greybeards have issued a 2v2 practice game against Scott and myself. I will definitely accept that challenge.
Don't worry, guys. I don't need to play. It's okay.
Oh, Fabio.
No, it's okay. I think that we if that one's going to happen at PvP, we might have to use that as our game to commentate on.
Oh, certainly.
Because we have to get one in. So, anyway, so
this will be very interesting. It'll be Demons and Eldar against...
No, not Eldar. They're the, whatchamacallit?
No. Demons and Eldar, or the Exodites.
The Exodites.
Yeah. Same rules.
They're like lizard
Same
people
rules.
or something. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not a doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
And then
know.
what? Steve. It's Steve and Ovi.
Yeah, I think
So
Raven Guard and
and
I'd imagine another variety. Oh, probably the AdMech. This is going to be interesting because I've sold Steve some of my AdMech pieces, so I will be able to fight against my
own AdMech.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome.
Cool.
All right.
Man, those AdMech are tough as nails. I just watched a Battleport. Holy crap, they got boatloads of firepower.
Yep. And this is what I was doing. This is what I was doing. In my 2,000-point list, I had Call, I had 5 of the Onagers with neutron lasers, and I had 4 of the robots in front.
Man, tough.
First round, I move because my protocol switch won't take advantage until the next round. Doesn't start until the next battle round. Then I can't move, but I get 2 rounds of shooting. Great. Cool. That's 18 strength 6, -2, single damage, and no benefit to cover from each robot.
Just wrecking face, taking names.
So 72 of those shots coming out from the 4. Assuming that I had all 4 at that point.
Nutty.
Yeah.
So so that'll be good. That'll be good. Which actually brings us to speaking of PvP, open gaming.
Yes.
Got a lot of dates coming up.
Man, I love the open gaming days.
I do too. You know, I don't play in them typically. I like just kind of socializing, walking around, taking pictures and stuff. But no, it's great to see people come out, roll some dice.
Again, I love seeing the different armies. I love seeing the different people. It's a chance for the community.
In progress, people trying out new stuff. And people are like, oh, do I have to have it painted? No, you can have it literally bare plastic or bare metal or whatever.
Oh, yeah. This is not Games Workshop. We're not the store, so they don't have the same requirements. Like,
no, you can use,
there you got to have primes. Yeah.
Like,
we encourage counts as.
Stand-in models.
We have sponsors that are producers of third-party models, seeing those on the table is very exciting.
We love seeing the third-party bits, stuff like that, like the swaps. It's always cool to see, everyone put their own little bit of flavor on
Absolutely.
Because ultimately it's your army. It's like you got to want to paint it, you got to want to play it, you got to see it all the time. So you may as well.
You have to be passionate about it. You have to enjoy it.
And trust us, we are not the ones that are going to tell you need to buy Games Workshop or where you need to buy from or where you need to spend your hard-earned money.
We will provide some suggestions. There's places that we like, but if you don't go there, well, no skin off our back, right?
No, not at all. We just encourage
We're not getting
gaming
commissions, so
and being socially active and enjoying the game. So that's all we do. So we give you a place to play, and that's it.
Ovi's saying we can even go first. Okay, if you want Zinch to run wild, turn 1.
Ovi.
Ovi.
What a time to be alive.
Now, of course, being Twin Eagles rules, I won't be able to take Lord of War, so that means no Magnus. But I think I got something else.
You figure something else out. There's a few other tricks up Kyle's sleeve, I'm sure. All right, so let's get into the open gaming dates.
Absolutely. So first up, we got October the 3rd, which is
big.
Next Tuesday. Oh my God.
Next Tuesday.
Oh my God, it's right here.
Yeah, here we go.
All right. So for October the 3rd, we have round 4 of the Caligari Crusade.
So what's been going on in the Crusade?
Matt, first you had Chaos take a victory.
Yeah.
Right? And then I think it was the Eldar the next week, and then it was Xenos the week after. So all of us have +1 command point specifically for the Warlords.
Okay.
And it's going to be interesting.
All right.
I believe at this point we're looking at a slight Eldari lead, or it could be a slight Xenos lead. It's one of those two that are at the top.
We need David. David, where are you at? David has a family. God, so selfish of him.
Yeah.
No,
yeah. But
that's good.
Family life, right?
Yeah, family life, the struggle.
Terrible.
But no, that's good.
But it's excellent. It's been a very fun campaign so far.
It's kind of balanced out. I know David and Scott. I know that was a big thing for them when they first started kicking it around. Like they really want to try and keep it so that everyone had a chance. Everyone had some skin in the game. It just wasn't a freaking landslide.
Exactly.
So
and it wasn't.
That's awesome. That's
it
great.
has not been a landslide. I think there's been some frustrating secondary objectives for people, but that's the risk. That's what happens.
Ah, that's all right.
Yeah, and then of course we still got our open gaming going on that day as normal.
As
so
normal.
come on down.
That's all 40K. I mean, if there are some tables, we say Infinity guys or Age of Sigmar guys can come out.
Yep.
But
it's 40K priority on the Tuesdays.
Yeah. And you can reserve your tables especially for the Caligari Crusade.
Especially
games.
for the campaign.
Yeah. If you want to get your games in early.
Yeah. I'd suggest the reserve.
Throwing up the reserve.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah.
So I know a lot of guys ready to get this game in.
Yeah,
chomping at the bit.
Yep. Then we have
this Sunday, October 15th.
Yep.
That one's going to be wonderful.
Yep. That is our open gaming.
Sunday is the open blocks.
That is literally our day for Infinity, Age of Sigmar, and 40K.
Now, this is because we found that the Sundays, it's not necessarily as packed as the Tuesdays, so we can be a little freer with what we're doing.
And we're trying to slowly get the Infinity and Age of Sigmar, ball rolling the same way that the 40K has. I mean, we know
the Infinity community is passionate right now, so we're trying to give you guys a place to work.
A place to play. I mean,
you guys, Sigmar community, if they want to jump on, same
guys,
deal.
We'd love to have you guys. I don't know what we got to do, but hopefully throw some feedback. Here we go. Hang on. Sorry, we're just going to jump back to the Calgary Crusade. So we got a Xenos lead,
Elder
second, Chaos third, and the Imperial are last.
But the scores are incredibly close between all four factions. So between last and the lead, I don't think there's a ton of difference.
No, it's probably a few points spread.
So it's going to be this last round that really makes the difference. So get in this, get in your bonus game.
Get your bonus games in, Like, don't hesitate, guys.
I highly suggest the 15th as your bonus game and the 3rd as your first game.
Weird.
How does that work out?
It's crazy how that lines up, isn't it?
All right.
Then we got October 28th, like we mentioned, is
the big one.
The big one. Twin Eagles, that is our last premier event of the year. We survived the year of mayhem, the year of evolution, the year of change, the year of headaches.
Here's Zinch.
So it's been a blast. It's been a roller coaster for us.
It has been one interesting year.
Excuse me, but it's been fun.
Yeah, from going on 7th edition rulings at Plains of War all the way through the 8th edition changes. I've been loving it.
We've changed our names a million times. Not actually, but we went from Twin Eagles and Plains of War to then 40 Below.
Which now has Plains of War and Twin Eagles as tournaments under.
We're with AYB Online now, which is great.
Dusty Auspex incorporated under.
Is now under this new banner as well. So that's all great. So it's been fun.
It has been a busy year now that I reflect.
It is. It's been a busy year, but you know what? We've survived. Hopefully next year will be a lot cleaner. And actually, we know it will be. We know it'll be cleaner. We have our 4 events. Anything else that we do is just going to be a little bit of gravy on top.
Which we're always looking at possibilities for.
We definitely like to do that. I think I'd love to see us expand on the Expo.
I'd like to see the Expo expanded for sure.
We talked about it at the Highlander, maybe throwing in Blood Bowl tournament as
well. Blood Bowl would be very interesting.
So there's stuff like that. So we've got a lot of other ideas. So but next year we're really going to focus on our 4 pivotal.
The key games,
the
pillars
of 40 Below right now,
which is the 2 singles events and the 2 doubles events.
We got Highlander, we have Plains of War, we have Twin Eagles, and we have the Expo. So those are our 4 major events, and then everything else after that, we're going to try and slide into the mix. We definitely want to have an Infinity campaign.
I would love to see the campaign.
I think those guys deserve that. They're really, like you said, they're really passionate. So we want to get that in there.
Scott Newell, I know, is working hard on the concepts right now.
Squared and Scott Cubed. And so that's on undergo. I know David's, really excited with the feedback and how excited people have been throughout this campaign for the Calgary campaign. So I know he's going to be amped to do another one, get the next one up and running.
I know he's got the ideas going already. The juices are flowing.
The ticker is running. So
and if we can get some Sigmar event going in there as well, if there's the interest, that would be great. That would be fantastic.
So if anybody knows anybody or plays Age of Sigmar themselves, we need some feedback. We need to know that people are interested.
Yes.
Post up on the council page, get some stuff rolling, take some initiative, and once we see that there's that little bit of drive and demand, then come to us. We will facilitate so that you guys can all enjoy the game.
We're not stuck on specific systems or has to be certain companies.
We have branched from 40K to just we want to be tabletop.
Yes. And I think that's a wonderful idea. I know some people have asked questions about War Machine on the War Council. I don't think many of us play it, but there's a few that do. And again, something we'd encourage if more people are showing interest.
I mean, I used to play back when Campaign Outfitters was a thing.
Oh, man.
I had what were they called? The Menoth.
Yes.
Menoth, that's
the religious.
The religious ones.
I had Scorn for a while from Hordes. I like the little Beastmasters.
So back to the dates. We went a little bit of tangent there. So we got November 7th and 19th are next
will be the November dates.
Dates. Again, the 7th and 19th.
So the next 4 dates for open gaming are October 3rd and October 15th, then November 7th and November 19th.
And guys, I don't know if anybody's checked out the events on the 40 Below page, but we actually have the next year of Tuesday events already scheduled in the calendar. They post right at one, like once one's completed, the next one posts automatically. So, but you can click on it and it will show you all the dates for the next year of Tuesdays. The
Sundays are different because we have to confirm kind of as we go.
We have
the
to
Tuesdays we've got that set. That's easy.
The Sunday edition ones.
Yeah.
We basically we look at a few months in advance, see kind of what's happening in the city, make sure we don't conflict with big events or anything that we think a lot of our gamers
our base would not be attending.
Would be doing so. So that's something we try and do more for you guys to give you guys the ability to do other stuff in the city but
we're now at the point again where we can do 2 in a month as opposed to the problems we were having before.
PvP has definitely hooked us up with more time. I know they like us. You guys are all great.
Yes, fantastic. It's really been wonderful being here, and I think this is just the start of some really good relationships here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're excited. And we'll look forward to seeing everybody out for Open Gaming. If anybody has any questions about Open Gaming, anybody have any suggestions about Open Gaming,
if anyone has challenges for Open Gaming,
feel free to post on the council page. We love seeing guys organizing games ahead of time.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
To come out and play and roll some
Another thing I love is seeing guys try out scenarios that they've come up with or different missions.
Yeah, we saw there's a group playing, I can't remember out of what book, but they're playing the last one.
It was a siege scenario that they were doing.
So, all the terrain was on one side of the table, and they had to, the other guys had to walk across no man's land to get into the lines and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Like,
siege
stuff
in
like
the
that.
fortress. It was very interesting,
Yeah.
So and those are always fun things to do. Another thing I highly recommend are the open war cards that are for sale right now.
Mint.
Yeah, for $20 or $20 I think is what they're selling at. You have 63 or 64 million different combinations between all the cards.
Say that number again.
Either 63 or 64 million combinations with the M.
Okay, challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Let's get those done. All right, with that, we're going to go to break, and we'll be back with some more info, some new stuff that's happening, some hobby and gaming stuff that Kyle and I have been doing. And we got some questions that we just love some feedback actually from you guys. So we want to open up some discussion.
Absolutely. So any questions you guys have, post during the break and we'll get to it.
And we'll get to them. So we'll be back in a few. Stay tuned for the second half of the show. Thanks, guys. No, I'll not sleep with your mom.
Whoa.
Oh, we're back.
Oh,
shoot.
hi.
Oh, hi, hello. We're back.
It's totally awkward
so
now.
Awkward. We'll talk later, Kyle.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll work it out.
Anyway, on to more exciting things. Top 10.
Yeah, top 10s. Which sound good to me.
We did another one.
We did it ourselves. Yeah.
Squad goals.
Yep.
Or something.
This is like one of those things I think we should get a participation award for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
This is not our strong suit, but we gave it the old college try, and
here we are.
Yet again.
All right.
Let's
dive into the top 10.
Oh, got a question. Okay, we'll get to that after.
We'll grab the question right after.
Oh man.
All right. So.
All right, our top 10 reasons why Steve and Dan should write our top 10s. Number 10.
Well, apparently we can't seem to figure out a 10th reason.
Yeah, so we're just going to axe 10.
10's done.
10's
boom,
not.
on to 9.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Boom, yeah, let's roll on to 9. Kyle and I seem to be the glasses always half empty group, so we feel that ours just don't seem to match up.
Realist.
Yeah.
So it doesn't hit that same positive vibe that the Dan list.
That group 2 does.
Yeah. And on to number 8, we have, we don't think outside the box. Yeah. It's true, I like to think inside a box.
Inside the box is safe.
Mm-hmm. Comfy.
It's structured, it's supported well by all the corners.
Sometimes warm.
Yeah, it can be heated.
Exactly.
Also used as a light box or... yeah.
Utility. Yeah. That's what we need.
Yes. Structure.
Magnus. I'm sorry, I had to jump in for that one.
We didn't have realistically we didn't have a 7 either. So because Magnus, obviously, change is not good.
Everything I do is because Magnus. That's a rule of thumb right there.
And that checks out.
And at number 6,
some people solve for X. We solve for Magnus.
We solve for Magnus.
We all can't have nice things.
I know.
No,
some of us are left without things that are nice. See, you don't have the nice chair.
Wow, that one was weird.
I've got the center chair. I'm not rotating.
Trying to swirl one way, the chair just wants to go the other. It's just like. You
got to provide the counterbalance. Yeah.
All right, let's move to 5.
Going right on to 5.
Yeah. Anyway.
We are too serious.
Why so serious? We talk about what needs to be talked about.
It's true. We hit the news. We hit the strategies.
Steve tries to, but he has Dan beside him, and Dan's like the derail king. Let's be honest.
Derailer.
The derailer. All about the D. Anyway, moving on to 4.
Speaking of the big D.
Speaking of the D.
Nobody rambles like Dan.
Dan is the ramble king. You want to talk about someone that can go on tangents for days? Talk to Dan.
And tangents that don't get boring either. They stay entertaining as he keeps going.
The way that he ties things together, the segues are just... His segue ability is unparalleled.
It's like a little fractal of Dan.
Yes. All the little... No. Anyway, on to 3. If you will, please, Producer Josh.
We aren't comedians.
No, we are not. This just in. Recent studies show that
we are not comedians. As entertained as we are by this list, I don't
we
know
actually
if
don't
it's
know
clicking.
if anybody else is as interested or finding it.
My same philosophy is when I'm bored at work and I'm singing to myself, I'm entertaining myself. I don't care if you're entertained. That's a bonus.
Yeah.
I'm keeping myself entertained. On to number 2.
We just don't have the time.
No, you're too busy planning things and being a highfalutin businessman.
I try.
You try. And I'm too busy gaming, apparently.
Hey, in order to know the rules and in order
you gotta grind.
To have the answers, we need somebody on the inside in
Jason
the
agrees. See, not at all. Please don't quit your day job. He agrees we are not comedians.
Jason, we promise you we will not quit our day jobs.
I will never quit my day job. They'll have to fire me.
And on to number 1.
We don't want to.
Straight up?
I'm sorry. I put it off and I put it off and I put it off. About Monday, I usually think, we need to do something for top 10. And then Thursday, as we're sitting here, it's like, we should do something for our top 10.
Yeah.
So with that, I think
we're very straightforward and honest people. Yeah. So we just don't want to.
Yep. Yeah. Nope, I will tell you what is happening.
We appreciate where our strengths and weaknesses lay, and that is just one of our weaknesses. So we will leave it at that. But anyway, we have a question.
So, question from Homer. He's asking, is it fair to use stratagems at a tournament when only a few army books have been released? And I think absolutely yes.
You do? Oh, interesting, because I disagree.
I thought you would. Okay.
Okay.
Start with the disagree, and I'll jump on to why I think you should.
Without knowing all of them offhand, I just believe it's the ability to power creep. I feel that there's...
Sure.
It just gives... I feel you're giving people an edge, like and I want to say an unfair advantage.
Okay.
Because it's not like when you have codex creep, where everyone has a codex and a new codex comes out and that is your new codex.
Sure.
This is, you're getting something new, which is a stratagem. It's a whole new concept that only a few armies have. It's not like, okay, I have new units that are good.
Right,
I have a whole new ability that some armies may not, well, some armies do not have.
Absolutely. They haven't gotten
yet. So
that's the argument for against.
That's my big point to be against it.
Okay. My argument for would be that if you're allowing the codexes, like we were saying before an event, you've got about that 2-week grace that we're talking about right now. If you're following that, and you can still use things like your chapter tactics or legion tactics from a codex that's released, I don't see that as being vastly different from being able to use the stratagems. It's a few other things to spend your command points on, true.
Right.
And there are some that are powerful. But I don't think any of them are very much in the way of overpowered, nor do I think you're looking at ones that are unfair, if an index has...
Maybe unfair was the wrong word. It's giving...
I understand. It's an advantage that others don't have
utility.
Yet. Sure.
Right?
And I mean, by July, this is going to be moved because we're all going to have it anyway.
Exactly.
But that's just the approach I look. It's like, if we're setting down these restrictions that codexes within X amount of time are limited, then if a codex is allowed, it should be allowed. There's going to be the differences.
Yeah, and so that's where I'm kind of maybe willing to come in a little bit on, because it's like, you're allowing the codex, so...
Yep. But I can see the points for and against. I definitely agree with both.
And actually, I agree with Scott very much. 1 command point for a reroll is still...
Hell yes.
By far
I use that more than anything else.
Absolutely.
Except maybe the melee interrupt.
Yeah, the interrupt. Exactly. I find the interrupt once or twice might be utilized. Otherwise...
Generally, I find the first time they're hitting me with a really big combat, they've lined a ton of units up. An interrupt on, like, a warlord or one of my big hitters that's gotten tied in there is very valuable, because you don't know if they're going to get decreased to a different level.
Right.
And to get those swings in, of course. Yeah. So, as more of a combat army, you use melee interrupts more.
Yeah, you find more value in those interrupts. Honestly, when I build my armies, I do not look to like max out command points. Like, I may be running with 3 to 5 command points at the most, and
I feel that's because for now you're running off the index.
Yeah, well, that's true. I am always running off the index right now.
I mean, same with me. I'm running off the index with my Zinch demons.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get used to the more command points. I'm trying to get used to that idea that once the codex hits for me, I'm going to have the options.
That's true. So yeah, I don't know.
Homer, there's a good segue.
Give us.
Yes, now that he's stirred the pot and is laughing at us.
Give us some feedback.
Gonna make me cry, Homer.
Oh, okay. And we had another question. What about?
We're looking at some of the new guard information. Right. Well, that segues into something we were going to discuss.
Okay, so let's go in. Okay, so that was kind of down our list of things to talk about, but we'll go into the guard. Okay,
it's a good segue.
We'll segue into that. Any guess?
So I'm just going to bring up some of the stratagems and things that we have so far. I'm going to kind of bounce back and forth between the different regiments that have been released.
Maybe let's not go through all of it again.
No. I don't think we need to go through everyone, but there's a few that are very interesting.
We're talking about stratagems and stuff like that. So let's.
Any guess what the beloved Cadians are going to get? Okay, well, that's one that we know they're not going to talk about yet.
Yeah.
They've basically said, well, they've got the 4 out. They're talking about Armageddon Steel Legion tomorrow, so we know Cadians aren't being previewed.
Sorry, buddy.
I would honestly expect something a little bit in the way of either tank heavy or very durable infantry. Maybe some morale shenanigans, but we've already seen a little of that.
Having HQs that have bigger bubbles to give like better cover saves out in the open or stuff similar to like some of the stuff that's kind of sitting out there already.
Katie is known for their very strong defense, of course, against chaos.
Right.
They've got the legions and legions of vehicles to be able to throw as well. I can see some combination in there.
Big fan of the tank vehicle armies, guard armies that.
Which actually leads into an interesting stratagem that they're putting out.
What do we got?
So this seems to be one that's available to all guard players. At the start of the charge phase, select an Astra Militarum vehicle unit from your army. The unit can charge even if it advanced this turn. In the following fight phase, attacks made by this unit hit on a 2+. That's a single command point. Now, in my mind, that is most valuable for the super heavies, the Bane Blade chassis ones.
Oh, I get it.
Because they're going to run over you, they're going to do a bucket load of attacks.
Neat.
Yeah.
Coming in hot.
Literally, the wheels are crushing over you.
You know what? I got to be honest, I read that this afternoon, and I was like, this seems really dumb. But now that you've had to say with the super heavy thing, and running over guys, that actually makes sense.
I mean, it's right there. Crush them. You're grinding the guys under your treads. And I didn't think that was represented very well yet, but that's something.
Yeah, tank shock and stuff just never seemed to give you that feel that these monstrous vehicles are running guys over. No, I can jump out of the. Give me a minute.
Whoa! I'm gonna sidestep this one. Yeah, no.
Except for this one guy, he's gonna stand in the way in death or glory.
And he's just gonna gently place this melta bomb, and it's gonna kill you.
Yo, dog, hold this for a minute.
How?
Hold my beer.
Right. Valhallans have an interesting stratagem. So conscripts ate a little bit of a nerf in the preview. Basically, instead of 50-man blobs, you're limited for 20 to 30 at the top. Also, orders can only be issued to them on a 4+. If you fail that, you can't issue any other orders to that squad that turn. So, not bad. Now, if you are a Valhallan for 2 command points, at the end of your movement phase, select a Valhallan infantry from your army.
The low cost.
And this excludes characters and infantry squads that use combined squad stratagem. So it looks like they're bringing back the combined infantry squads.
Okay, cool.
That was destroyed earlier in the battle. Set this unit wholly within your deployment zone within 6 of the edge of the battlefield and more than 9 from enemy models. So this goes back to the old wave after wave of conscripts being sent in. Only now you're limited to 30-man instead of 50-man blobs.
We were talking about that. Okay, cool.
So a 50-man blob coming in like that, again, would just be frustrating. A 30 is tough, but doable.
Manageable.
Yeah.
So Ryan, I think it's Tull, is it? Producer Josh, I can't see that far. Is it Ryan Tull or Tough? Tull. Is there anything you're hoping to see when the Canadians come out? Like,
yeah.
I mean,
we know with Valhallans, they've got some morale modifiers there. When you've got infantry with that doctrine, they have the number of models that are fleeing rounding up. Also, vehicles double the number of wounds they have remaining for purpose of determining what level they're at, what characteristic level.
Okay.
Top tier, mid tier, low tier. Which means instead of just wounding it a little bit, it's going to be, got to take out the whole thing. You can't leave it crippled. You can't rely on that.
Not bad either. That's not bad. That's actually really nice.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ryan. I choose not to wear my glasses, so the screen where names pop up is
smaller,
quite far, and it's all fuzzy.
And I could see GW giving a few extra stratagems for the index armies. Maybe if we luck out, something will show in chapter approved.
I mean, if people have some suggestions of some neutral stratagems, maybe throw
send them in.
We can maybe improvise and toss them out there for our events.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, we can do whatever we want. So if the community thinks that's something fair to do.
The chapter approved definitely might have extra stratagems.
Who knows?
It's the spot where they do put those things in.
And I mean, Christmas is coming up, so you never know. They might.
They might think we've been good boys and girls.
Yes.
Some girls. I'm assuming.
I just meant good as good. Okay.
Vestroyans have a nice little one called Repel the Enemy. So normally you can't fire weapons if you have a friendly unit that's within an inch of an enemy unit. Okay. Basically the old idea of being engaged. This allows them to do it. They also have heirloom weapons, so you can add 6 inches to the maximum range of either heavy or rapid fire weaponry. So that's going to be valuable. 30-inch. Oh, sorry. It has to have a range of 24-inch or more.
Okay.
So you're turning mid-range guns into very long-range guns, and that is nice.
Cool.
Being able to give your heavy weapon an extra 6 inches. Yeah.
Definitely nice. All right, so let's. I'm sure everyone knows, but let's talk about quickly what's new, what's coming out.
Oh yes.
So we've got our pre-orders now.
Yeah,
right?
a couple more pre-orders that'll be coming out this weekend. Death Guard have some new releases.
Yeah, they have the nice bundle set.
Yes, that Harbingers of Decay.
Yeah, what is it? Typhus. There's 6. No, not 6. 7.
The 7.
7 Terminators. Right? What are they? The
Blight Lord.
Terminators?
Yes, as opposed to the Death Shroud, which are the bodyguard ones for characters.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. There's 2 types, right?
Yes.
And then
Death Shroud are expensive.
Then there's a boatload of Poxwalkers, right?
Oh yeah, a lot of Poxwalkers in that,
like
because that's what
180,
people are calling for. Yeah.
What was? Is there savings there? Is there anything, or is it just straight up?
I think it's small savings. That's been the tendency on their bundles.
Okay.
Is
savings,
about a unit worth.
Hidden City Comics, if you
absolutely
order there,
no tax,
no taxes. So what you see online as the price Canadian is what you actually pay.
Yep. Amazing, right?
Amazing. It's crazy. It's just crazy. You actually can go in with solid bills and
get
give a nice lump sum.
Yeah. As opposed to getting this shrapnel going, getting the change.
137.47. Oh God.
And then of course for our Age of Sigmar folks, we have Firestorm, which is this kind of mix of campaign and card building kind of system.
So is it a card game?
I haven't seen the full details yet. This weekend is when I talk to Mark at GW, and I'll see the preview of it. It's out this weekend, so it'll be a little easier to get information. So next time we're on, we'll touch on that again. We'll highlight that, unless it's complete trash, and then I won't talk about it ever again.
Or Steve and Dan might try and talk about it if Dan goes on a tangent about it. I mean, who knows?
No, I think Steve wants to talk about the Astra Militarum, the AdMech.
Oh, AdMech.
Oh yeah, he's hyped about AdMech right now.
Next week for AdMech.
So we talked a little bit about the Guard and what's coming up there.
Yeah.
So what else do we have?
Let's talk about what we've been up to.
Sure.
A little bit.
Have you gotten any battles in recently, Fabio?
Nope. Actually, no battles since the last podcast.
Right.
But I do have a couple games arranged. I think one's in a week and a bit, and they're on the weekends because that's the only time I can actually get anything in.
You gotta use your time when you can.
But so I have a couple games ready to go. So by our next podcast, I should have one game completed.
Okay.
So
I don't know how many I'm going to shoot for at that point, but I'll have games done. I won't go into my Infinity battles because I know that audience isn't listening right now. But 40K, I actually had an interesting one the other day. Played against a Chaos Marine player named Matt. He's one of the GW store players, has just started getting out in the community.
Yep, he's been on a few times.
Excellent guy to play against. I took my demons with Magnus. He said he wanted to try against the Magnus list, so we gave that a run. He was doing Alpha Legion, so he had some shenanigans going on there, but I'm pretty familiar with his playstyle, so I was targeting the big things early on. His goal was he wanted to take Magnus out. And he was doing a pretty good job. He got him chewed down to 1 wound, had him down and surrounded, kept firing basically every bolter or auto pistol he could at him because he didn't want to waste the heavy weaponry. He's dumping the heavy weaponry down right at the Lord of Change and down line at Fate Weaver. But the bolters, everything else is going at Magnus, and I save every single thing. So he sends the cultists into combat. And, oh man, did 30 cultists ever chew Magnus apart.
Yeah.
It's just volume, right?
Volume, yeah. Eventually you're going to roll a 1. That is the rule of dice. So, we posted that picture up. I saw that.
Yes.
That was good.
Yes. He actually messaged me specifically to get the picture so
really?
he could post it. And I was like, yes, definitely. You got a very good victory against Magnus. You took him down.
That's cool. That's funny. Yeah. It's the small victories, yeah. He might be
losing
losing the game. Or, wait, he win the battle, but not the war, I guess, technically.
Yeah, he got his punch in. He got his moral victory, so that was good.
Victory was no, that's good.
Yeah.
And on the hobbying side of this hobby, anything?
Infinity.
You working on
Infinity? I have picked up a new army recently, the Combined Army. The one I chose to start with out of interest is a very difficult play style in Infinity. Close combat's even harder to do than it is in 40K.
Wow.
And I chose a close combat army. But it's fun. You know, I run around with a bunch of ninjas and chop things up. This new army is malicious AI and robots and aliens. So
why not?
It's the kind of thing Kyle does.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah. And you have the Necron Knights been getting some love from what
I was gonna do 4 Chaos, so I'm going to Vegas in February for the LVO, the Las Vegas Open 40K event.
ITC's premier event of the year.
ITC's one of their premier events of the year. Yep, it kind of ends their year. So I've actually decided to 4 Necron Knights instead.
Which you're running as the Renegades, right?
I'm doing them as Chaos Renegade Knights because there are no such thing as Necron Knights.
Of course.
The Necron theme is just I'm just really passionate about Necrons, so it's more just.
So this would lead into being a converted / counts as kind of army.
Yes, it is purely a counts as. Everything is WYSIWYG, but it's
easily identifiable.
Yes, they look like Necrons, but they're Knights.
But they're Knights. You can tell it's got a Reaper or a Fist.
Yeah,
you can tell it's got a Gatling.
Yeah. So that actually brings us into our last kind of point we want to talk about because it's actually something.
This spawned from a discussion I had earlier.
We both had discussion on this, but I'm going to pause on it because the live draw for Twin Eagles first round is going to be on a podcast, I believe. I think Scott and everyone, all the 40 Below guys, we've been talking about doing that.
Yes.
So stay tuned. We will post that up. We'll let everybody know what's happening.
I believe we're looking at the Thursday before.
Probably. Thursday before.
We're going to give a full week before. So it'll be on the 19th.
Yeah.
And the 28th is, of course, when the tournament is.
So stay tuned for that. We will be posting. We'll let everybody know, but that is actually a thing. Thanks, Ovi. That is very much a thing. So anyway, back to the discussion about the counts as.
So for me, it came because I came across a discussion on a 40K board today that was talking about Imperial Guard. They're asking people, would you be okay if people had Cadian Guard models and were running, say, Vestroyan rules, or the Steel Legion rules, or the Morden Iron Guard rules?
Yeah.
Simply because there are some models available for these other ones, but they're limited packages. You know, you're looking at like a $50 bundle from GW that's 10 and a heavy weapon of metal models.
Right. So, I guess what we're trying to say, is like, I think Kyle and I are both in agreement that we definitely don't disagree with counts as.
No. But what I like to see personally is distinguishability in them. I want to know what I'm looking at a glance, as opposed to having to convert on a charge.
Yeah.
And I know there's some guys who have done some amazing, beautiful conversions, and in a more of a calm game, a casual game, private at someone's house, I'm willing to be more lenient on that.
Yeah, you know,
when we're talking event time and we're under a time limit, that's harder.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's two things we need to like. Again, I think we've talked about this before, but there's two things that we really want to talk about when we talk about counts as. It's one thing to have a different model representing something that is actually in the game. Versus something that doesn't look anything like it, not even remotely close to the same size, not on the same kind of base. You know what I mean? Like there's
in this like discussion that was happening on this page, one guy sarcastic was like, "Oh, would you let a guy run Primaris Marines as guard?" Well, no, I'm talking about guard models, guard rules, not big Primaris models for guard or little guard models for Primaris.
Right? Yeah, it all comes back to the WYSIWYG thing, right? Like that is the main stickler point. Like if a model does not have proper representation of weaponry,
main weaponry, for sure,
especially main weaponry,
I'll be lenient on things like Marines not having their grenades or that kind of thing. That's minor. That's minor.
But like, there's always. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen. There's that one post that constantly comes up about those. What are they? Earth Shakers or something?
The Earth Shaker batteries.
Like, there's those secondhand models that keep coming up. And
because
they look almost
toys that fit close.
And they almost look exactly the same.
There are like World War II recreation models that fit close, and it's almost identical. That's basically what it is.
Some people are just like, no, and you're like, I have literally seen things that like don't remotely look like the models.
And
so I mean,
again, it goes back to very cool looking armies. I appreciate the level that's been put into them, but I can't really tell what it is.
Personally, I would those models, those secondhand models. I would, or third party or whatever you want to call them. I would definitely always consider, trying to paint them or add some like
a little touch to it.
Like third party bits or something to make it look
personalized.
A little more fitting to your army versus like you have all these miniatures from 40K and then you have this plastic.
Well, there was one project that I was following, for example, going on the Way Out There scale, and it was all like 50s style sci-fi aliens and robots, and it was a Tzeentch demon army.
Okay.
And it was like when he showed you his list of what everything was, you could figure it out. But it was hard. You couldn't just look at a glance and know, oh, this is a group of screamers.
So, like, if this was a guy you played locally a lot, you'd eventually get used to what his army was.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
at a tournament, you meet this guy for the first time, you have 2.5 hours to play a game. So now not only you have to figure out tactics, you have to figure out what you're going to do. Now you have to keep reverting back to an army list. And that's the kind of stuff that we...
Slows down the tournament.
Down. And honestly, biggest thing is, you're not really being a good opponent at that point.
You're not being a good sportsman.
You're not being a good sportsman, right? You're
it's still a game with two people. Yeah. Or more, depending on the style.
Yeah, it's that social contract that unwritten.
We keep trying to emphasize that,
and as much as you want to say we're competitive or whatever.
Well, you can be and still fulfill that social contract.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying you've got to play like a complete fluff list.
I hate that word. It's not a word. No.
Yeah. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. So that's kind of the thing we've figured out with the counts as. I know Scott tried to gripe on me about the Necron Knights and those not being a thing, but you know what? I don't care, Scott. I'm paying a lot to go to Vegas. I'm gonna bring what I want.
Yep.
So anyway, with saying that, we're gonna shut it down there tonight.
Absolutely,
guys,
I think that's a good point for us to leave off.
For a great show. I love the chatter in the chat tonight. We're here every Thursday. Well, not us, but Dusty Auspex is here every Thursday.
So we may see some timing shake-up on when I'm going to be here. New schedule with work, of course, is going to throw a wrench in.
So, I mean, I might be solo. I might have producer Josh. I might have Dan or
we might
Steve.
have to
we
tag
might just
off.
swap out.
Yeah.
Who knows what's going to happen, but either way, we will
There's
be here.
There's the 4 hosts.
You can guarantee we will be
every
here
Thursday.
unless something happens at PvP or some unpredictable, hurricane drops in on Winnipeg, something like that. Hurricane Filippo. That's the first one patent pending. No.
Oh man.
Anyway, so guys, thanks so much for tuning in. We had a great show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We will hopefully see you guys out at PvP for Open Gaming. Hopefully see you guys out at Twin Eagles.
We want to see as many people coming out as possible.
And remember,
always.
Drop. We have some shops.
Yes, Fifi also. We always welcome Fifi.
Fifi says hi. Fifi, we miss you. Fifi might make an appearance at some point somewhere down the line.
Maybe
Who knows?
for a draw of some type.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah.
But anyway, guys, that's it. Oh shoot, I don't remember our sign off again. Oh man.
I'll lead the way.
Wait,
it's okay. If you're not rolling ones. You're cheating.
Yes. Okay, I will remember that eventually, guys. Thanks again. Take care. Producer Josh, killing it. Bye, guys.
Great time, guys.